Greetings, 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 and we are live. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us here. When you get on here, please share to be a blessing to somebody for us. Share to be a blessing for us. Share to be a blessing for us. You very welcome. As I do same as I share to our followers. Please do same for us once you get on here for us. Do same for us when you get on here. But it's a beautiful Saturday morning. It's a beautiful day. And God has been good to us. We cannot complain. He's been good. He's been nothing but good unto us. Thanks for joining, whoever is on here. As I share to our other platforms, please help us share as well. Do help us share as well as I do same on here. Do help us share as well. Thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for supporting us. Thanks so much for all that you do, all right, for us. So please be a blessing to us and share for us, all right, as I do same on here. 1 second. Thank you so much for joining us. It is a beautiful Saturday once again, and God has been good. He's been nothing but supportive. He's been nothing but gracious unto us. Please be a blessing to somebody by sharing for us. All right, be a blessing and share this for us as I do same on here. How has your week been? How have you been? How have you been? How was your week? How is the Saturday going for you? How have you been? How have you been? How have you been? Mine has been good. It's been nothing but good things. And I thank God for life. I thank God for how far He's brought us. I thank Him for His mercies and grace, all right, upon us. We are blessed to be alive. So today, our discussion is on integrity, all right, as I share on here. 1 second. Is on integrity. All right, integrity. What is integrity? When somebody says integrity, what does it mean? When somebody says you need to have integrity, what does that mean? How do you understand that? How do you understand that? Integrity is everything. Integrity is something that a person or as humans we need to have, right? It's something that we need to have. It's a value or that we need to have. It's a virtue that we need to have, right? It's a virtue that we need to have. So to have integrity is one of the greatest treasures that you might have, right? One of the greatest treasures that a person can have, right? So you always need to strive for that. You always need to strive to have that as a person, all right? You always need to strive to have integrity, right? Because it is only so that people will trust you. It is only so that people would understand you. It is only so that you build up your reputation, right? You build up the things that as a person need. All right. 1 second. So build that up. It is of importance to build that up. It is of importance to know what you stand for, to know who you are, to know what you have, to know whatever you need to do in order to get to where you need to get to, right? So I wrote here, I said integrity is choosing one's thought and actions based on values rather than personal gain, right? Based on value rather than personal gain. So as much as you want to do this, as much as you want to do that, as much as you want to do things some other way, right? You end up doing the right things. Why? Because you know what you strive for, you know what you stand for, you know what you want at the end of the day, right? So it is you choosing to do the right thing even when nobody is looking. It is you choosing to do the right thing even when it is unpopular. It is you choosing to do the right thing. Thanks for joining whoever is on here. It is you choosing to do the right thing even when things seem or look the other way, right? So it is you understanding what you have to do, understanding what needs to be done, understanding how that thing needs to be done. So that is why I said it is choosing one's thought and actions based on value rather than one's personal gain, right? Rather than what you think you can get out of it, rather than what you think will be beneficial to you, right? So it is you choosing those against all odds, right? Choosing those against everything else that you would want, choosing those against everything else that people would choose, right? So it is you doing the right thing, even when people think that, oh, this can be done the other way, right? So I said, if it's you being able to stand by your idea, it's you being able to stand by what you believe in, it's you being able to stand by what is right. Oftentimes, people want to do things that majority condones, even though it's not right. Right? Oh, if they condone it, if these people are saying this, then I have to do it that way. If this people is saying, if this person is saying that, then I have to do it that way. It doesn't matter whether it's right or not. I have to do it some type of way, right? But that shouldn't be so. To have integrity will end up building your reputation. To have integrity means that you doing the things that you even feel uncomfortable about just because it is the right thing to do. Right? So always strive to have that, always strive to do the right thing even when things seem to go left. I said you do what you do because it is the right thing to do and not just fashionable or politically right? Just because the multitude are saying this is right doesn't make it right. Just because people around you are saying this is right doesn't mean that it is right. Just because people see it to be like it's a trend doesn't mean it is right? So you always need to strive, you always need to look at what will be the end game at the end of the day. What will be the end game when things hit the fan, right? What will be the end game? That is what you need to look at. That is what you need to have at the back of your mind. 1 second. That is what you need to have at the back of your mind, right? So you do what you do, not because it is fashionable or not because it is politically right, but because it is the right thing to do. Because that is how things need to be done. Because that is how that is the right way to do it, right? So I said sometimes you do need to fail yourself, or you do need to tell yourself the truth as well as people. You didn't need to let people know that, hey, this thing we're doing is not right. This thing we're taking is not right. This thing we're doing is not right. You do need to understand that whatever we do, thanks for joining, Richmond. Whatever we do comes with rewards. Whatever we do comes with circumstances. Whatever we do will come back to us, if it is good or if it is bad, it will come back to us. That is why there is a saying that what goes round comes round, right? So it is of importance that we strive to have some form of integrity in everything that we do, right? In all areas of our lives, it is important that we do that. It is important that we strive for that. Are you striving for the right thing? Are you striving to do what is right? Are you striving to do right even when people are not watching? Even when somebody is not there to tell you, oh, you're doing the right thing, it is good, what you're doing is right. Are you doing that? Or because everybody is saying, oh, do it that way, do it that way, do it that way, that is what you're doing? Because they're saying do it that way, that is what you're doing. Is that what you are doing? That is shouldn't be so. All right. So sometimes you need to tell yourself the truth. You need to tell people as it is. The truth hurts. People feel or people refuse to take the truth, but you have to do your part in telling that fellow, in telling that person what is right, what is truthful, all right, at all times. You don't have to sugarcoat anything. You don't have to let them think that, oh, this is right, meanwhile it is not, right? So you do need to tell them as it is. As I put it, I said, be honest, even when people are not looking, even when there is nobody standing there looking at you, even when there is nobody standing there telling you, hey, this needs to be done that way, that needs to be done that way, that needs to be done that way, right? It is right to do the right thing. So you doing things anyhow because it's politically right or because it is fashionable, it is something that is in line or trending right now, might not make it the right thing to do. All right. I said, if you have integrity, nothing else matters. But if you don't, everything else matters. If you have integrity, you don't have to explain yourself. If you have integrity, you don't have to let people know that you do have it. It should come naturally, right? It should be something that precedes you, because you only say the things that needs to be said. You only do the things that need to be done the right way, right? You don't have to explain yourself why this thing is being done, why that thing is being done, because you have integrity. So there is no two ways about it. You have to have it. So certain things doesn't matter to you. But if you don't have anything that comes your way matters, everything matters, even when they are not worth your time, it matters to you. Why? Because you so much focus on what you want people to see you for rather than what you are really for. I don't know if I make sense, right? So I said, let's walk and succeed with integrity. Let's go out there and proceed doing what we need to do with integrity. If somebody trusts you to do something for them, the fact that they are not there doesn't mean that you should do them anyhow. The fact that they are not there doesn't mean that if whatever you need to take from them, let's say they're supposed to give you funding for something and it is 1,000 cities, because they're not there, you're going to tell them it is 2,000. That is you not having integrity. I should be able to come to you and say, hey, this is what we need to do. This is what it will cost. And for me to be that transparent, this is the breakdown of things, right? And the person, because that person trusts and believe you so much, right? They might say, oh, that's fine, I don't need that. That doesn't mean that you should go ahead and add up to whatever the price is. That is you not being truthful to them. That is you not being truthful to yourself either. Because guess what? with things like that, when it hits the fan, when the person tend to find out that, oh, all this while you've been lying to them, all this while what you've been saying is a lie, they're never gonna trust you, even when you tell them the truth. Even when you tell them the truth, right? They're not gonna trust you. They're not gonna believe you. They're not going to take anything you say. They would not. A second. They would not believe you for what you're saying. Because what? You weren't truthful with the little or with what they gave you. You weren't truthful with however they trusted in your care. You weren't truthful with whatever they gave you to do. So if that person wants you to give them an idea of what can be done or how much they need to put in something, you got to come correct. You got to come right. Right? Don't say that, oh, the person is not there to verify, so I'm just going to give them any amount. Guess what? They might not find out now. They might not know now that whatever amount or whatever thing you're telling them is wrong or is not the right price, but eventually they will find out. Right? Eventually, something will come up that they will find out. Eventually, something will come up where you end up have to answer, right, for them, or for the things that they gave you to do. You would have to answer. For the things that they asked you to do, you would have to answer why certain things were this way when they were supposed to have been the other way. So having integrity really matters. Being able to be truthful, not to anybody but to yourself, not to anybody but to your own core values, it's important, right? So I said, let's work and succeed with integrity. It is the core of our character, right? And I said, without it, we have a weak foundation. Without it, anybody can come in and troll you. Without it, anybody can tell you how or whatever they want to tell you. Why? Because when they trusted you with something, you ended up lying to them. You ended up giving them false information. You didn't tell them the right information. Eventually they're going to find out. Eventually there will be a time where they will need to seek for proof, right? And when you're not able to provide that proof, what becomes of you, or how do you want them to see you? So if somebody is trusting you enough to let you know that, hey, I need this done for me, I need that done for me, it is because they trust you enough. Do not break that trust. Have that integrity to do things the right way, right? I said everyone make mistake, but only a person with integrity owns up to them. Can I say that again? Everybody make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all, one way or the other, do things wrongly, right? But a person with integrity will own up to it. A person with integrity will say, my bad, it's my fault. I take responsibility for it. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do things the right way moving forward, right? That is a person with integrity. But we see most people today, they end up being defensive rather than taking responsibility for their actions, right? That is no integrity. There is no integrity in a person who becomes defensive rather than taking responsibility for the things that they've done. We all make mistakes. It is how we handle that mistakes. It is how we handle that problem. It is how we handle what has happened determines if we have integrity or not. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think when somebody tells you, hey, you need to have integrity? What comes to mind? All right. I said, it is you doing the right thing when even nobody is looking at you, when even nobody is on your tail, marking you on your tail, checking everything that you need to do, right? So let's go back to what was it. Everybody make mistake, but only a person with integrity owns up to them. I said to be a good entrepreneur, one has to have integrity, which is the most thing that never goes out of fashion. If there is something that never goes out of fashion, is integrity. If there is something that never gets old, is integrity. If there is something that never fades away, that is integrity. It is your valuable tool. It is one tool that you cannot afford not to have. You cannot afford not to have with you. You cannot. Because guess what? Without integrity, your relationships break out. Without integrity, your reputation goes down the drain. Without integrity, so many things can happen. But how about you have it? How about you say to yourself that come what may, regardless what the circumstances are, regardless however I see myself, regardless whatever I find myself, I am going to do my very best to stay truthful. Not to anybody, but to myself. You know, if there is an addition, great. But to myself, I'm going to stay true. But to myself, I'm going to stay faithful. To myself, I'm going to be that person that I wish to be. Because guess what? Let's flip the table for a minute. If you were to be on the other side where you need somebody to do something for you, right? You would want the person you've entrusted to be truthful to you, to come correct, to come to you straightforward, to come to, even when they faulted, right? Come to you and say, hey, listen, I know you entrusted this thing with me. I know you gave me this thing to do, but I'm sorry to say I have issues that I'm working on, right? And so I want to bring it to your attention first before it get out of hand. That way, the person will see you for who you are, right? They will see you for who you are. Why am I saying this? They will see you for who you are because you've been truthful. You become truthful, like you voice out before things even hit the fan, right? You say what needs to be said to the person, so they track it, so they're not blindsided, right? So they're not blindsided. So you do always need to come correct. You do always need to be open. Be open. That is the word. Be open. But most times we get ourselves in situations where we try to cover whatever is happening. We try to put layers on it, right? So the person that has entrusted us will think that, oh, everything is going fine, everything is perfect, everything is nice, there is no issues. Meanwhile, there are issues. So it is best to come forward. It is best to say, hey, I am coming to you before things hit the fan. I am coming to you because I do not want to do things wrongly. I do not want you being disappointed in me. I do not want you seeing me any other way than what you see me now, because I know you trusted me, right? So when that person come to you, you being on the receiving end will not even get upset. Because why? That person has taken that bold step to come to you and voice out what they are dealing with, or voice out what they're feeling to you, right? 1 second. So they end up being able to do that. And you would rather appreciate somebody who comes to you to give you the information than the person who doesn't. Right? Than the person who doesn't. The person who covers up, who put layers on until things hit the fan. Right? So there is nothing greater than this. And to be a successful entrepreneur, one of the things that you need to have is having integrity. I said integrity means that if our private life were suddenly exposed, we would have no reason to be ashamed or embarrassed. Can I say that again softly or in a louder voice? Integrity means that if our lives, if our private life, if our off-screen lives were to be put out there, there will be nothing that we'll be ashamed of. There will be nothing that we'll be embarrassed about. There will be nothing that we will say that, oh, shoot, I wish I had done this way. So if your life were to be put out there, if they were to shine light on your life right now, will you be ashamed? Will you be ashamed? That is a question for all of us. If our lives were to be put out there, will we be ashamed or embarrassed about it? If they were to say today, we're going to play your life on a screen, on a bigger screen for everybody else to see, are we going to be embarrassed about it? Or are we going to be happy about it? So to have integrity means that if our lives were to be put out there, if they were to shine light on that, you would have nothing to worry about. You will have nothing to be embarrassed about. You will be okay with it. Let's have that here. If the answer to this thing I'm asking here is a no, we'll be embarrassed. Then we have to reevaluate our life. We have to reevaluate the things that we do. We have to be truthful enough in our ways. Right? If the answer should be, oh no, I'm going to be embarrassed, I'm going to be ashamed of it, then we need to think twice. Then we need to think twice. Right? Then we need to think twice. 1 second. Then we need to think twice. Are you going to be comfortable with that? Are you going to be okay when they shine light on your life? Are you going to be ashamed, or are you going to be embarrassed, or are you going to be okay with it because you have integrity? Because you've been truthful to everything that has been entrusted to you. You've been truthful to everything that you're doing. I said, meaning our outward life is consistent with our inner convictions. So I ask the question again. If our private life should be put out there, if they were to shine light on our lives, on our private life, will we be embarrassed or will we be okay with it because our outward life is in line with our inner convictions, integrity? Thanks for joining. Whoever is on here, please share to be a blessing to others. Integrity, right? The fact that you've been entrusted with that thing doesn't mean you should handle it anyhow. Doesn't mean you should lie about things to that person because they're not there to verify, because they are handicapped in that area. The fact that that person has not asked you why this, why that, why this, why that, doesn't mean that they don't know what is going on. Maybe all they're doing is giving you a little time to get your things together, giving you a little time to straighten things up, giving you a little time to do things the right way. Maybe that is what they're waiting for. So have that integrity to be able to do things the right way, because it pays. It goes a long way. Having integrity goes a long way. I said choosing courage over comfort, choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, and easy whilst practicing your value is integrity. Can I say that again? Choosing courage over comfort. Choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, and easy, whilst practicing your value is integrity. Whilst practicing the things that you want to practice is integrity. Whilst practicing to be a better version of yourself is integrity. My son Rohit says integrity pays. Yes, it does. He's entrusted you with this. She's entrusted you with that. Not because they don't have nothing to do with their money or their resources, but because they trust you enough. So the only thing you can do is to reciprocate that. Right? The only thing you can do is to give that back. The only thing you can do is to help that person or help that fellow get to what they need to get to or achieve what they need to achieve whilst they handed that thing to you, that project to you. Right? One second. Right? That is you being able to hand over what needs to be handed to them. So you choosing courage over comfort, choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, and easy whilst practicing value is integrity. So the fact that they've entrusted you with that doesn't mean that you should do things anyhow. The fact that they're not asking you why this, why that, why that, why that, doesn't mean you should do things anyhow. Thanks for joining, George. Doesn't mean you should do things anyhow. I said, remember, being a person of integrity doesn't mean being perfect. It means being authentic. That's why I said earlier on, we all have mistakes. We all make mistakes. But being able to own up to it is integrity. George Rohe says integrity is a currency that purchases more than money can buy. Right on the nail. Right? So the fact that you've been entrusted with that means that that person sees something in you, something greater in you. That is why you've been handed that. So handle it well. Right? Handle it well. Handle it well. So I was saying earlier on, if our lives were to be put on the bigger screen, we shouldn't be ashamed of it. We shouldn't be embarrassed about it, right? Because we've done things the right way, right? We've done things the right way. We've done things the right way. We've done things the right way, right? So don't be so eager to do things when you want to do it the wrong way. Be so eager to do things the right way and not the wrong way. Right? Be so eager to do things the right way and not the wrong way. I said, remember, to be successful, honesty and integrity is essential, and anyone willing can develop those. As long as you're willing, you can develop those. As long as you want to be, you can do that. As long as that is important to you, it can be done. Right? It can be done. The deceit is so much so that people don't trust people anymore, even when they're being truthful. Why? Because the person before you was not truthful to them, or the person they had before you didn't do them right. They didn't do them right. right? The person before them didn't do them right. And so pardon them if they a little hesitant to fully trust you, not because of anything you have done, not because of what you bring into the table, but because somebody somehow didn't do them right. But you are willing to put your best foot out there. This is where you let the person know, you know what? I understand that whoever was here before me didn't do a good job, but give me a chance. Let me be that person that rectify things, right? That do things the right way. As I said, the fact that the person is not asking you, why this, why that, what is this, what is that, doesn't mean they don't know what is going on. They're only waiting to see if you will be able to come out and say to them, hey, I made mistakes and I'm sorry. That is what they're waiting to hear from you. That is what they're waiting for you to do. So if you hear battling, you've been battling with the fact that there is something burdening you. There is something eating you up and you don't know how to go by it. Maybe it's time to let the person know that, hey, this, and that. Everybody handle things differently. Find a better way of telling that person, find a better way of letting that person know this is the situation. They would rather appreciate that honesty than you lying to them. They would rather appreciate that. They would rather appreciate that than you lying to them. So I said, remember, to be successful, honesty and integrity is essential, and anyone willing can develop those. I said, integrity is not something you show to others, but how you behave behind their back. How you behave when they are not looking, how you behave when they are not there, how you behave when their back is turned is integrity. So how do you behave when people aren't watching? How do you behave when everybody's eyes are turned away? And I'm going to ask that question again. If our lives were to be posted on a bigger screen, will you be ashamed, embarrassed, or you will be okay with it because you've done everything that was entrusted to you the right way? It is something that we need to think of. It is something that we need to pay attention to, right? I said, remember, whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. If I cannot trust you with the little, how can I trust you with the big? If I cannot trust you now that I'm here with you, how can I trust you to be truthful to me when I'm not around? If I cannot sit here and say that, oh, this person, I can sit here and hit my chest that whatever I've entrusted him with, he will be truthful. Then we need to think twice. So if I cannot trust you with a little, I cannot trust you with the bigger ones too. I said, remember that the greatness of a man is not in how much wealth he's acquired, but is in his integrity and ability to affect those around him. Somebody should write this for me. The greatness of a man is not in how much wealth he's acquired, how much treasures he's acquired, how much uh, um, financial stability he's acquired. But it is in the ability, it is in his ability, in his integrity and his ability to affect others around him through positivity. Right? So I should not be able to come and then flaunt my money or my resources on you. That is not me having integrity. I should be able to affect you in a positive way with my integrity and any other thing else that is around me, and not the wealth that I have acquired. Right? Right? So the greatness of a man is not in how much he has acquired, but in his integrity and ability to affect those around him. Thank you, Richmond. The greatness of a man is not how much he has acquired, but it is in his integrity to impact others through positiveness, and his ability to affect those around him, in his ability to push those around him, in his ability to enable those around him, in his ability to lift those around him. We rise as we lift others up. We become great as we lift others up. We become great as we affect those around us with our positivity. We affect those around us with our integrity. So it is not by it's not because of what you have, what you've acquired. Being able to have integrity to affect those. Because guess what? If I'm around you and all I see is greatness, all I see is you being truthful, all I see is you doing things the right way, guess what? I'll be energized to do same. I will be able to follow suit. Why? Because you, the person that I'm looking up to, is doing things the right way. And as I said again, we all make mistakes. It is how we own up to them that matters, right? How we own up to them matters. Having integrity is everything. Having integrity is a virtue that you cannot contend. Nothing else can contend with. My son Roy said, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of integrity. He said it right there. I said, speak with honesty, think with sincerity, and act with integrity. Act with integrity. Act with integrity. How many of us are acting with integrity? How many of us want to do things the right way, even when people aren't watching, even when we are left alone? I said, no matter how hard it is to tell the truth, because integrity is everything. No matter how hard it is, tell the truth, because integrity is everything. No matter how hard it is, no matter wherever you find yourself, no matter what it's happening, be truthful. Be truthful. No matter how hard it is. Tell the truth, because integrity is everything, no matter how hard it is. No matter how hard it is. Because guess what? Integrity builds relationship. Because if that person trusts you enough, if that person knows that you come to the table with some truthfulness, you come to the table with everything you've got, that relationship is going to build up. That relationship is going to grow. That relationship will be stronger and nothing will break it. So having integrity builds relationship, right? I said it is the foundation upon which many other qualities of success are built on, such as respect, dignity, trust. Right? It is the foundation of which other qualities build on. It is the foundation of which other things come to us. It is the foundation of which we bloom. Right? It is the foundation. See yourself in that. Ask yourself, how is my foundation like? How is my foundation like? Right? Ask yourself, how is my foundation like? Do I really have a stronger foundation? I salute you to my brother Kwame testimony. So it builds relationship. Integrity builds relationship. And it is the foundation upon which many other qualities are built on. Trust, respect, integrity, dignity, right? Dignity. Do you have a stronger foundation? It helps you become reliable. It helps people to trust you totally, 100%. It helps people to trust you. It helps them to trust you. Do people trust you? Do people trust you to be truthful to them? Do people trust you to entrust you with their most resources? Do people trust you? My son Rohe says, without integrity, nothing great will be committed to you. Yes. Do people trust you? You become better of yourself. You become a better version of yourself. You become great in the things that you've been entrusted with. Right? As I was saying, the fact that they're not asking you doesn't mean they don't know. Right? You become reliable. You become better of yourself. You have a good reputation. That is a good thing right there. When people know, the moment people mention your name, they're like, oh yeah, that person, I know him. Oh, he's a very good person. Oh, Kwame testimony, he's a very good person. Oh, Richmond, he's a very good person. Trust him with your stuff, right? Your reputation precedes you. That is because you have integrity. Don't be that person that when they mention your name, everybody turn left. Because what? You don't have an iota of integrity in you. Don't be that person. My brother Kwame testimony wrote, integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principle. He's put in another way too. Right? Be that person when your name is mentioned, even when you're not around. People can say, oh yeah, that person, Yes, I know that person, right? Be that person. Don't be the other that people will just look left whenever your name is mentioned, right? Don't be that person. It pays to have integrity. It pays to be respected. It pays to do things the right way. It pays, right? It pays to do things the right way. It pays. So integrity builds relationship. It is the foundation of which every other quality stands on. It helps you become reliable, right? It helps you become better. It helps you have a good reputation, right? I said you feel at peace because you do not compromise your morale just because you want to belong. Many people have become compromised. Many of us have been compromised. Why? Because we want to belong. We want to be part of people. We want to be associated with so many certain people, and so we've sold our integrity. We've sold it. We've sold it. I always say on here, we work on ourselves. We don't look down on anybody. We come here to work on our daily battles, right? So you feel at peace because you have not compromised your morals. You have not compromised your trust for anything. You know, some people, because they want to belong so much, because they want to be part of a group so badly, they get compromised. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. I said you become confident in yourself. Having integrity helps you have a good relationship. You become admirable. People want to be like you because what? All that you do, all that is about you, everything about you is truthful, everything about you is respectful, everything about you is that great. Like you are up here. So people admire you because they can trust you with their needs and you'll be able to handle it for them. They will trust you with their needs, with their issues, and you'll be able to do it right, do things right for them, and not do things anyhow because of what you want to gain. My brother Roy, integrity is being honest, trustworthy, and reliable. Yes. Right? You will become admirable. People admire you. People admire you. Right? People want to be around you, want to be like where you are. Why? Because you've been nothing but truthful. You've been nothing but reliable. You've been nothing but great. Right? People trust you with that. Don't let people just turn their head when your name is mentioned. Right? One sec. Don't let them turn their head when your name is mentioned. Right? You have self-respect. You inspire others. Why? because you truthful enough. You inspire others to be like you. My brother Roy says integrity is a very important virtue to have in life because it helps you to be a good person. Right? You become admirable. You inspire others. You have self-respect. Your relationship lasts. You are at peace. Why? Because you have not been compromised. You are at peace because everything that is being entrusted in you, you do it wholeheartedly. You do it as if it is your own. You do it as if you were to be in that position. You would want that person to do the same for you. Having integrity matters. Having integrity matters. It is you choosing one's thoughts and actions based on values rather than personal gain, rather than what you can get, rather than what you will receive at the end of it. Right? Rather than what you will receive. Oh, this person want me to help him, right? All right, I'll help him. But I need to make sure that I get what I can get from. No. Let that person wholeheartedly give you that. Don't assume that because he's entrusted you with that thing, you can take advantage of it. Be truthful enough to have that person have confidence in you. Be truthful enough to have that person stand somewhere and even defend you if need be. Why? Because they entrusted you with something. And all you did was to be truthful. All you did was to handle that thing as if it was your own. Handle that thing as if your life depended on it. As I said earlier on, the fact that the person has not said, I know this thing is not sold that way. I know this thing, they don't charge this. Doesn't mean they don't know what is going on. It only means that you have the opportunity to do things the right way. You have the opportunity to make that person believe that there are good people out there. Right? It means that you have to be able to convince that person's mentality from the already built up notion that, oh, there are no good people out there. Let that person trust you to be able to stand somewhere and say, indeed, there are still good people out there. Indeed, with this person, I can trust him or her with my life. I can trust him or her with my family. I can trust him or her with my business. Why? Because they're going to be truthful, because they have integrity. My son Roy says they found nothing bad against Daniel. Yes. So let them stand somewhere. Let me be able to go out there and put your name out there. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. In a good way for me to say, oh, you need somebody to entrust with your business, call this person because they're going to be truthful to you. Integrity. Oh, you need this person to help you with this, call that person. They're going to be truthful. Let me know if you have questions so we can answer before we end today's session. So let me be able to go out there and speak nothing but good things about you, and speak nothing but greater things about you, and speak nothing but put you out there for the world to see how good you are because of your integrity. because of your honesty, because of your truthfulness, right? Because of your truthfulness. Sometimes you need to tell yourself the truth. Sometimes we need to choose the options between, or we need to choose between being convenient and being right. Right? Being convenient and being right. Being comfortable and being right. Doing everything that is fun, that is fast and easy. Because I can, when I do things on the fast track, I can get some cash here. I can get some out here. Rather than doing what is right. Let them find nothing bad about you. Let them speak only nothing but the good things, nothing but the greater things, nothing but good talks about you because of your integrity. Let people seek for you because of your honesty. Let people reach out to you because of your honesty. As I said, if you have integrity, nothing else matters. But if you don't, everything else matters to you. What people are saying matters to you. What people think of you matters to you. But if you have integrity, it proceeds before you even get there, right? Your reputation precedes you, right? Do not let that mistake that you made make you lose what you can achieve at the end of the day, right? And I'm cautioning us again, as I said earlier on, if our lives should be put on a bigger screen, we shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed about. We should be comfortable about it. We should be happy about it because of our integrity, because of our truthfulness, right? Because of the dignity that we have, right? So, should your life be portrayed out there? Should your life be put on a bigger screen? Will you be comfortable with it? Will you be comfortable because you don't have anything to hide? Will you be comfortable because you've been truthful enough? Will you be comfortable because you've exercised your integrity enough? Will you be truthful enough? Let our outward life match up with our inward life, match up with our inner convictions, match up with the things that we do when nobody is looking, the things how we react when nobody is watching. I said, being or having integrity means that you don't have anything to show to anybody. But what you have to show when people are not there, when people have turned their back, is what should matter to you. Become a better version of yourself. Become reliable. Have a better reputation. Build on that integrity of yours. Because it is only that will lead you through the door. That will get you through doors that people go and get shut at. Integrity will get you in that door. Right? Places where people cannot enter, you will be able to enter. Why? Because of your integrity. Opportunities where people are being denied, you will be able to get because of your integrity, because of your truthfulness, because of what you carry. What do you carry? That should be our next topic, right? What do you carry? Have integrity. And every other quality will add up. Have integrity, and every other thing that you have will be aligned. Let people feel unease in their spirit because they've heard your name, they've heard of what you can do, they've heard of your truthfulness. Let people feel unease because they heard your name. Why? Because of your integrity, because of your truthfulness, because of the dignity and the respect that you have. Integrity pays. Having integrity pays. As George said, having integrity is the most currency, or is the, what did he even write? Let me try to say this on my own. And he says integrity is a currency that purchases more than money can buy. Right? So if you want to buy something more, have integrity. Not in the layman's term anyway. If you want to be respected, have integrity. If you want to be reliable, have integrity. If you want people to know what you have and what you carry, have integrity. Because it is the currency, an expensive currency that one can have, as he said it. This week, we're going to go for, and we're going to ask ourselves this question. Should my life be put on a bigger screen? Will I be embarrassed, or will I be ashamed, or will I be happy that my life has been shown on a bigger screen? Is there anything that I am doing that I need to revise it? As I said, because that person has not asked you why that, doesn't mean they don't know that you've been lying to them. Doesn't mean they don't know that whatever amount or whatever you told them isn't the right thing. It only means that they are hoping that some way, somehow, you would do things the right way. Some way, somehow, you would have integrity. Some way, somehow, you would rectify things before things hit the fan. He says, please describe a time when you felt your integrity was challenged. Oh, my brother, do you want us to go there? It's been a lot, all right? So I'm going to use an example that I recently faced at my workplace, right? And so somebody ended up reporting our manager, right? Because of issues that they've had with her as to how that person feels that she's being discriminated against because certain people are allowed to do certain things and she's not, right? And then on top of it, my boss saying that she's not doing her work and all that. So that fellow spoke to my boss. I think it didn't go the right way. So she ended up escalating the matter to HR, right? And what she put in there was that, oh, HR can call any other person and then verify, or call the other employees and verify. So I didn't know this until I went to her office because I was asking her about something regarding one of the people that we support. And she said, oh, just so you tracking, HR might be calling you all to ask this and that. So I said, okay, what happened? And I said, you know what? Just forget. I don't even want to know what happened or what did not. So I was ready for HR to call. And at that same time, we had gotten a new HR personnel as well. So this lady kept emailing me in Teams, hey, I'm the new HR generalist. Would you have time to talk? I didn't even know she was the new. So I went to my boss and I said, hey, this lady has been asking me this and that. If I have time to chat, I don't know who that person is. Do you know who she is? And she said, yes, it's the new HR. I said, oh, okay. I did not tell my boss whatever the colleague told me. So I ended up responding to this HR lady and said, yeah, sure. 12 p.m. My time, you can call. She said, okay, great. So she called, and she did not go directly asking, hey, this person has reported your boss, blah, blah, blah. She did not do that. But everything she was saying was that she was fishing for information, right? And it takes somebody being able to be in the known to really catch what this person or this HR personnel is doing, right? Because all the questions that she was asking was leaning towards the fact that, is your boss giving you ample time to do what you got to do? Is your boss being supportive? Is your boss this and that? And in a minute, that was where my integrity was challenged, right? I was like, for a minute, it clicked. I was like, yes, my boss, everybody has their fault. Everybody has things that they don't do the right way, right? But why would if I don't know the full story of whatever happened or whatever transpired between her and my boss, why should I take whatever she has said and throw my boss under the bus? Because this thing has nothing to do with me, right? Yes, I'm an employee, and I'm being asked for information. I need to say it true to what I have seen, what I have witnessed, what I have encountered with the person, which is my boss, right? So regardless of however this person had his or her issues with her, I wasn't there. So yes, she's told me about whatever happened, but I was torn between being able to separate myself from, this is what she said. We all know, as employees, we tend to click with other employees and sometimes against our managers and all that. But I was like, I need to do the right thing here, because whatever goes round comes round, right? She's been nothing to me but good. Yes, I have issues here and there with her of things, we not being able to send people when she wanted because they don't have the necessary document that they need, and she would want to send them. So we've had our differences, but that doesn't give me the right to say, oh, because of what that colleague told me, I'm going to say that, oh, she's bad, she's that, and she's that, right? So my brother, I don't know if that answered your question. That was a time that I was challenged to my truth, right? I was challenged to either tell the truth of what I have experienced or what somebody else is telling me based of their experience from whatever this they were dealing with her, right? So it's not only in being given resources, it also boils down to you being able to tell the truth and telling it as it is when need be, rather than having to follow the multitude. So my brother, do I answer your question? Yes. So it cuts both ways. It cuts both ways. You have to be able to descend, analyze the situation, and then take your decision if what you are about to say would go the right way or is the right thing to do. He says, what would you do if you witnessed a team member commit an illegal act? There's two way about it. When you talk of illegal acts, what illegal acts are you talking about? So there's two ways about it. It's either you direct that person in the right way by confronting that person, right? Hey, this thing you did is not right. This thing you did should have been done A, B, C, and Z. This thing you did can lead you into this A, B, C, and Z, right? That is the first warning right there. We give people chances. So if that is the first time that person is doing that, I think it is right to pull that person aside and say, lady, gentlemen, this thing you did wasn't right. This thing you did needs to be done this way. This thing you did can cause this, right? Or can result in this. You've given them a fair one. And then you have to let them know that, hey, I'm giving you a fair warning on this. Should this happen again, I will take it up. This way, it's not like you've given them a chance enough to rectify themselves, and you not just getting up and then reporting or putting them under the bus. You know, I'm not justifying why they did that, but sometimes there is always more to what we see, right? There is always more to whatever we see compared to we being in the know. So it's also good to ask the person, what made you do this? Why are you doing this? Right? If their reason is not legit, then as I said, you forewarn them and be like, the next time this thing happen, this and that. If their reason is legit, you also do advise them. You don't just leave them to go ahead and do. You advise them that, hey, yes, your reason might be right, but the way you did this thing is wrong. And next time, it will be best for you to go through the proper channel, right? Does that answer your question, my brother? Kwame Testimony. If you were asked to sign a confidentiality agreement prior to starting a job, would you feel comfortable doing so? Yes, I'll feel comfortable doing so, depending on what the job entails. Most here, if you have to sign confidentiality agreement, that means it has to do with something secret, not secret as in the word secret, but secret as in secret clearance, right? Or PII, which is patient information, right? So anything that puts you out there to be liable for what job you are about to do, unless the confidentiality is something else illegal, then I would not, right? But if the confidentiality has to do with anything that has to do with my job, to be able to do it right, execute my job right, then yes, I would. Majority of work that you do when it comes to being working in the hospital, being working with the military, being working with the government, being working with a contract, it comes with confidentiality agreement, right? Because 9 out of 10 times you deal with people's information, people's date of birth, people's social security number, people's tax identification number, people's health issue. So it comes with that. So if it's in relation to that, then yes, I will. If it's in relation to illegal job, illegal business, then no, I would not. Because they cannot give you a confidentiality agreement without you reading what it entails in that confidentiality. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Yes, they cannot give you confidentiality agreement to sign without them asking you to read what they have on the paper. That is why it is also just now that he's asked that, that is why it is also important to read those fine lines. You see that you get given a paper, and every word is in like huge, and then there will be some that are written very tiny. You need to take time and read those articles or those items that are written in fine print, because those always 99.9% has a clause in there that you have to pay attention to, right? So you do have to read those in the fine print as well, not just the visible ones that we see. Even by just scanning through, you see that there is nothing wrong with it. Was there ever an instant in your life where you did the right thing but suffered? Yes. Yes, there's been times like that. You suffer the consequence. Could be that the person that you're trying to help doesn't feel that whatever you did was right, right? Or felt that you did the wrong thing, even though you did the right thing. Yes, there's been times like that, that I've done the right thing, that I suffered the consequences for it, right? So yes, you can do the right thing. You can only, I always say that you can only do things for you. You can only do things that makes you sleep well at night, right? As long as you doing the right thing, as long as you not, I don't want to use the word cheating, and yes, cheating anybody, or doing what is wrong, you should be okay, right? Regardless the outcome of it, you should be all right with it. So yes, there's been instances where I've suffered the consequences even doing the right thing. Yep. But that shouldn't also change you from saying that, oh, I was doing the right thing, now I'm being blamed for it, so I'm never going to do right again. No, that should never derail you from doing what you need to do. All right. So if there is no more questions for me on this topic, integrity, then we're going to go out there, unless there's any more questions that will be put in the comment section. But we are going to go through this week asking ourselves the question that I put out there. Should my life be, do I have integrity? Should my life be put out there? Will I be embarrassed or ashamed about it? Or will I be okay with it? If the answer says you are going to be ashamed and embarrassed about it, then rethink and re-strategize the way you handle things, the way you do things, the way you portray yourself out there. Because integrity is one thing that when it's lost, you can never get back. When it's lost, you can never, ever afford to lose that. It needs to always and always be handled right, right? Not just for anybody, but for you, for yourself, for your peace of mind, right? For you to be trustworthy, for you to be able to go out there, to go to places where people cannot go because of their reputation, go to places where opportunities are being hidden from people, but you will end up getting that opportunity. You will end up having that door open for you. If you don't know what this is a Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. We come your way every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. GMT time. If you have not followed us yet, please do on here, Facebook, A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. Turn the notification button on, and when we come on, you will get the notification to that we are live to join us. Also, if you haven't checked our website yet, please do www.adoei.org. If you also haven't followed us on YouTube yet, please do A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. We on there. For those of you who wants to have the audio version of the sessions on our website, when you click on the podcast version, you will be able to listen to the live session. I think somebody wrote another question. Would you ever lie to a customer or a client to satisfy their immediate? No, I would not. I would not, because guess what? If they go and come back and they realize that you lied to them, their reaction might be worse than what they actually have. The only thing you can do in such situation is you remaining calm, you having your composure and telling them that, ma'am, say, I am sorry. I understand how you feel about the situation, but currently this is what we're dealing with, and we request that you give us A, B, C, and Z to allow us solve your situation or solve the problem that you have for us. I understand that you would want an answer now, but currently we are not able to support you. They might be upset, yes, but you telling them the truth. But I would never lie to a customer to satisfy their immediate need. No, don't do that. It will come back to haunt you. Can you talk about why you left your last job? Which last job? You mean the military? Because my last job was the military. Is that what you're talking about? My brother, is that what you're talking about? You got to answer me so I know which one I'm talking about, or where I'm going. Are you talking about the military service or which one? Oh, with that, I got out because I got injured. All right. I got injured that if I were to continue with the military service, it would the condition or the issue would have been worse if I continue pay doctors what do you call it advice, pay military doctors advice. So the option was for me to get out in order to not to get that issue worsen and to be able to gain or heal from there. Does that answer your question? So that was why I left the military. But other than that, I love being in the military. I always tell my husband, if I were to do it again, I would do it in a heartbeat. All right. I'll do it in heartbeat. Viewers, thank you so much. Today we've exhausted a little bit more time over our normal time. If you have questions, do well to put it in the comment section. I will be on here to answer your question by typing on there, but we have to sign out now so people can go about their business. But yes, my brother came to me. That was the reason why. If not, I will still be in the military. I will do it again in a heartbeat if need be. But once again, I am your host and founder of A Dose of Encouragement Incorporated. My name is Amanda Akrofiaye. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time too. Thank you for always patronizing ADOEI. Thank you all to those that supported our social impact project. We'll be putting the pictures and all that on our website. Feel free to check us out on the past project page and let us know what we can also do better. If there is any way that ADOEI has been supportive to you, please send us your testimonies on info@adoei.org, and we will feature it on our website so people can also benefit from that. If you need any assistance from us, you can also send us a message on there by using the send us message button, and we will answer you accordingly. As I said, if you haven't joined the join us button on our website, please do, as we're building a community away from home where you wouldn't be judged, where you wouldn't be looked down upon, where you will get the support that you need, from our heart to our hands, from our mouth to the support that we provide in the community. We are still collecting support for our next year's social impact project of ADOEI, which will be educational supplies. You are more than welcome to chip in. Use the donate button on our website, adoei.org. Use the donate button and donate to a worthy cause. And I know and know that you will be blessed. Why? Because I've experienced it. All right. And I keep experiencing. Thank you all so much. To you, my friends, I love you all so much, and there is nothing you can do about it. Hey, baby. Hi, good morning. And there's nothing you can, that's my son right there. And there is nothing you can do about it. Thank you all so much, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.